Hey, it's Pete C for Sample Library Review, and today I'm checking out Cinematic Alpha Vocal Edition 2.1 by Andrew Fly. In the world of fine cinematic instruments, boutique developer Andrew Fly continues to create wonderful, rich-sounding and highly playable libraries. The new updated Cinematic Alpha Vocal Edition 2.1 is drenched with cinematic flavour containing a range of rhythms, textures, multiple articulations, all curated from an amazing collection of sublime vocals. With more libraries being released in the near future, will this promising up-and-coming developer leave us wanting more? Cinematic Alpha Vocal Edition version 2.1 downloads at 1.61 gigabytes, and it contains 2 NKI files, the main vocal and also a bonus instrument. It requires the full version of Contact 6.2.2 or later, and it sells for $120. I've opened up the vocal instrument, and there's only 2 NKI files. You have the vocals and the bonus. The GUI is really clear. In the middle, it has all of the different articulations, the phrases and the mixed vocals. So navigation is really simple. We're not wading through loads of different folders. I'm going to talk about all the different controls. To start off, Out of the box, it all sounds incredibly cinematic, which is what Cinematic Alpha is all about. This is a really great solution for production-ready vocals that can go straight into your next composition. So, first of all, I think the choice is absolutely amazing. You've got all of these different articulations. And I absolutely love how responsive the mod wheel is. So you can go from a really quiet, so let's go from a and really open it up. You can also do chordal playing as well. And you get that really awesome choral effect. Now, the GUI is so straightforward. I absolutely love it. The first thing to really notice, these switches, that looks like that should be off, but actually that means it's on. So if it's on the right, they're on. So when it loads up, you get delay and you get reverb. So it's really cool. You can turn those off. And you have just the dry vocal sample. I was going to bring those back on just for the purpose of the demonstration. So if I turn the stack on, the stack will actually sort of adjust the stereo field. It's a very, very subtle effect, but if you're in a production, it will sort of give that sort of width of vocal, which is great. And then you can change the tone as well. So if I click on any of these buttons underneath, it will give you some more options. So let's go back to the tone. And it's essentially an EQ. And the global button will affect what you're dialing in, and it's a very subtle effect again, but it really, really works. So I'm just going to turn that off. And then reverb, you can change the size, the time and the dampening, and then with delay as well, you can adjust how much delay you're going to use. And the delay just sounds absolutely awesome. So these vocals aren't just drenched in a ton of reverb. That delay's still going. Oh no, I set a very big delay there. And that really is everything you need in terms of effects. Now, obviously you can navigate between the individual patches, and then you have your ADSR in the middle. So if I go for a really short attack, and let's go for big release. I'm just going to bring the delay down. I think certainly for ambient music, especially, that would fit really, really well, having these massive delays and reverbs. And the GUI, like I say, is just so simple to use. You can see all the keys that you're going to be playing. If you go into the phrases, it maps everything out. So on the red keys, you have sequences, which also react to the mod wheel. And then you have your different phrases. And I think the phrases will keep you going for a long time. And I love the fact these are all performances and they're in so many different keys. So you're not just finding a phrase you like and then having to stretch it several tones or semitones. So that's a really, really cool touch. Now, there's one thing I did say in my original written review of an earlier version of this was the phrases aren't tempo synced. So the sequences are. Now, if I change the tempo in my DAW to, let's go down to 90. So that's slowed down. So I go back to 120. You can hear that these phrases aren't slowing down. Let's exaggerate it down to 50. Initially, I put that as an area that could be improved. What I've found though, if you go into the folder of samples, they're actually WAV files, so you can drag and drop any phrases into your DAW and stretch them that way. That's if you really want to, but I found these to be perfectly usable in the state they're in. So that worked really, really well. Moving on, I've been a early adopter of the Andrew Fly libraries, and I've got the original versions of everything he's created so far, and you can see the development going on. And one thing that absolutely blows me away is the fact there are bonuses in each library, and these can range from sort of loads of sound design, rhythmical loops, and it creates a more of a toolkit as opposed to anything else. So if I go into the bonuses, and here's some rhythmical loops. And it's some very, very cool sound design. Obviously, if you want a very dry loop. Okay, and I'm just going to bring my DAW back up to 120 so we can hear these a little bit quicker. And they're kind of quirky and very unique, and using some different controls. So we actually have a crush, and you can add different types of distortion, which is very, very cool. So I'm a huge fan of tape distortion. Let's add some tube. I need to turn the dial up. And you can hear that distorting. So if you want to put that on the mod wheel or a different controller, you can then do that. I think it sounds ace. Let's go turn off the crush. All the other controls are the same, so the tone, delay, and reverb. Now, if I just play through some of these, so this is Alpha Kingdom. So that's a cool little synth there. American Stack Distort. So it's a cool distorted guitar there, and it's these little touches which are very, very cool and very unique. Let's go for flatando strings. So some very nice strings there. And again, you could just make those really, really big and lush. I'm going to change the attack. And they got more of a string pad. So the sound design is absolutely wicked. I love these horror effects. And oh, There's some sort of orchestral sequences, or ostinato. Again, if I was to make those really dry. And they also change tempo with your DAW. The impacts are awesome. Some reverse loop drums. And then finally, let's go for Who Wants Freddy. I'm really hoping it's a reference to a popular 80s minion of evil. And yes, it is. And that really concludes Cinematic Alpha. It's got so much going for it. So you've got some amazing production ready vocals. Yes, there's no legato, but we don't need legato all the time. But it's got this amazing cinematic and ethereal feel, and obviously you can sort of build up chords and create these really, really cool pads. And then the phrases obviously do use legato. They're properly performed phrases, not built up through MIDI, and they sound great in a variety of different keys, so you're not time stretching. And then, of course, you have all the extras. So it does create a really, really cool toolkit. Let's go play one more orchestral movement. So for some uniqueness and some quirky ideas as well, and some sound design, it's such a cool instrument. My final thoughts about Cinematic Alpha Vocal Edition is it's just got so much going on with it. I do love the vocals, and I think the vocal performances are great. It's really, really well sampled, and the simple GUI and some simple controls just turn it into a more expressive instrument. I absolutely love having these bonuses, and they're really unique. You're not going to find this elsewhere, and just creating a package as a whole, they just really, really tie everything together. So it'd be possible to score using just this instrument, obviously depending what genre you're doing. But I've already found myself, as I've owned this for a while, sort of dropping it into different productions and borrowing this, borrowing that, and yeah, it's just a really, really great library to have at your disposal. All that leaves me to say is thank you so much for checking out this video of Cinematic Alpha Vocal Edition 2.1, and I hope you really enjoyed what you've heard. If you have, feel free to leave us a like or drop us a comment. What do you like about the instrument? How do you use it? And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel, check out our other videos, and then head over to samplereview.com to check out everything that is going on in the world of virtual instruments. Have a great day, and until next time, take care.